Welcome to The Mind of Fate, a podcast where I dive into Mythic Plus dungeons, high level competition, Legacy 30, add-on creation, optimization, and much more. Whether it's analyzing the best Mythic Plus comps, breaking down the meta, uncovering raid speedrun secrets, or debating the evolving PvE meta, I bring you the insights that matter right inside The Mind of Fate. Let's get into it, shall we? Hi, my name is Fate. I am 35 years old, soon to be 36. I live in Canada, so that's why the accent. I first got introduced into the game back in Wrath of the Lich King because all my friends were telling me that it's a wonderful game, fun game, that doesn't take too much time. Just you log in, you play the amount of time you want to play, and enjoy. Log out when you want to log out, and that's it. Turns out it's completely different now. So yeah. So back when I was introduced into the game, Wrath of the Lich King, the current raid back then was Ulduar. My whole crew were getting stuck on Kologarn, the right arm, the left arm, all that stuff. Yeah, it was for them a nightmare. Meanwhile, I was leveling my very first character, Holy Paladin, that took me 2 whole months to get from level 1 to level 80, and the second I dinged level 80, they invited me and they carried me through all the raids back then, so like Malygos, Onyxia, Trial of the Crusader, Ulduar even, and the week after that, the first bosses of ICC came out, and that's when I got introduced into raiding. The 2 months ish into the game, and I was already raiding and having fun with my friends. Definitely the Wrath of the Lich King expansion was one of the expansion that I have the most positive memories about, because I spent a lot of time with my friends enjoying the game and just not worrying about anything else than having fun with them. So I did everything, PvE, PvP, it didn't matter. The only goal I had in mind was to have fun with my friends. Then came Alien, came the next expansion, and I pulled out a little bit from the game, and I just got back to the game for Dragon Soul. In Dragon Soul, I dived into raiding, and the boss I had the most fun with, to fight, was Ultraxion. Yeah. Because back then, the fight was long enough that we had the 3 buffs, and blah. So, I enjoyed that fight because the whole gameplay was different, and I could enjoy the full power of my Holy Paladin with Holy Nova casting on repeat at 90%, with 90% haste increase because of the Caligos buff. So yeah, that's good memories. Then the expansion I played the most were Mist of Pandaria. I liked to kill Garrosh and all the artifact gear weapon. Then I stopped playing the game. Not stopped completely, but I pulled out. I had to to stop playing the game as much as I wanted to because life happens. I got back into Legion, late Legion. I had fun playing the first real hero class. Yeah, the real hero class, because like DK are overrated. Wink, wink. No, truthfully, I mained the DK back then, a DK tank, and when the DH came out, it was all other level of fun, because I came from a class that couldn't move to a class that could zoom all over the map with almost no efforts. So yeah, DH were fun back then. And then I played a lot during BFA, but not the old expansion, only during Nyalota. That's when I dived into Mythic raiding the most. That's where I performed the most with the guild I was in. I was maining a DH. We did we almost got our cutting edge, but our group was formed way too late into the expansion, and we were missing time to kill the infamous Nezot. So we did 11 out of 12 boss killed, and we stopped just after we killed Carapace. Then I played I liked a lot to play during Shadowlands and Castle Latria. That was back during COVID, so I was maining 3 characters in 3 different raid groups at mythic level. So yeah, I was maining DH, obviously, DK, and I was playing a warrior. Then the next expansion was Dragonflight. That's where I dived into Mythic Plus the most. I dived in so much that it was unhealthy for me. I was playing at least 40 hours a week, at least, because I thought that the more I practiced, the more I played, I might be better. I might get better over time. I learned the hard way that it's not because I play a lot that I get better faster. So now in the War Within, season 1, I chose to spend my time into the game, but with more. I was more serious about the game, so if I had only 2 hours to play, I would make sure to optimize the time I played. So instead of playing endlessly, like no stop time or whatever, I made sure that if I had only got 2 hours to play, I would optimize at that time. So I mained the DK Frost, and that's when I got the dungeon title, the Tempered Hero. The dungeon title is for the 0.1% of the players, the top players in NA, and I got that title. So I was very proud of myself back then. I still am, but now I don't have enough time to play. I don't have as much time as I had before, so I cannot dive into it as much as I would like to, because I got back to school. So that's about me. And the thing that make me come back to the game over and over and over was truly the other side of that I was playing. Like the other side being the Legacy 30. Legacy 30 was the reason, it was and is still the reason why I come back to the game. And it's mostly because of the people I'm playing with. I especially like Lucario or Actual GM. Sweet guy. And he's the reason he's the reason why I come back. I'm grateful he's there, and of all the efforts he puts in the guild, the game, and for us, for our community to still be alive, he's the main reason of that. So, Lucario, thank you. The reason why I started that podcast is because I want to express myself about the game, where I'm at in life overall, and also I want to dive into more specific things of the game, like Mythic Plus, the add-ons we use, the optimization, the min-max taboo, and a lot of stuff. Like, I want to talk about everything that I want or need to talk about. And I think that a podcast is a good way for me to express that. Which brings me to the next point. I'm right now at the crossroad of what I enjoy to do. I'm the kind of the guy that when I dive into something, I dive in 100%. I don't pull back. I dive in with all my being. So now that I don't have as much time as I would like to play the game, I'm at the crossroad where on that one side I want to perform, but on the other side I want to have fun with the people I'm playing with. And that's having fun with the people I'm playing with is the most important thing, I believe. That means that if someone is not as intense as I am, it means that I need to change my perspective about fun. I need to not focus only on performance and DPS and meters and optimization whatsoever, and focus on having fun with the community, with the players. And that's a huge challenge for me, because all my life I've tried to be the very best version of what I can do. So if I can maybe be the best, why not be the best and put all the efforts I need to do to get there. So that's why it's hard for me sometimes to change my perspective. Yeah, that's more like it. And the one person that helped me a lot figuring that out is Lucario. He is the kind of guy, I know he could perform if he really had to. If his life depended on it, I'm sure he would put every ounce of effort he could put in. And yeah. But now, actually, since he doesn't have, he's just like me, he doesn't have the time to focus on just performing and all whatsoever. He's focusing on fun, and that's what I need to learn. On the other side, one of the things that I like the most to do into the game is optimizing my character as much as I can. That means that if I can get a better gear optimization or a better piece of gear for whatever reason, I will first of all make a list of the best piece I can get, and I will put all the efforts I can to get that list of gear. So yeah, it also means that if I need to install an add-on, use that add-on, and like learn how to optimize this or that, I will try my best to do it. That's called theory crafting, and I do that a lot. And the reason why I like that part a lot, it's because that's the only part of the game that I can control like about 100% of it. Like if I don't do my homeworks and like do the raids to get the piece I need, that's on me. Nobody else can get the gear I need for me. I need to do it myself, and that's the solo playing part that I like the most about the game, like figuring those part out. About the podcast, what the podcast will cover, I talked about that a little bit earlier. I did a lot of Mythic Plus back then. I will probably talk about that. The Mythic Plus strategies, the dungeons, if there's an MDI that I'm interested in, I will probably talk about it. I would like to also interview WoW players, theory crafters, and content creators that will publish or content about WoW. I will also talk about the quote-unquote science of gear optimization. I don't have the very best answer, but I can get pretty close to the best answer by giving a better answer if I can. And I will talk about why that +1 stat, quote-unquote, might matter or really matters. About the guild, the Legacy 30, we did some tournaments early, like in the previous year. I took part into I think 5 tournaments. The first one was with our previous GM, Mr. Doody Hills, that was playing a Resto Shaman, and I was playing with Atomic Fury. He was playing a Feral Druid, and I was playing a DH Vengeance. I did most of the tournament. I tried to optimize every move I could, every click I could do. That I spent a lot of time trying to prepare routes for the team, and not everybody in the team were into that kind of stuff. They were more into try, fail. So we did our best. We had fun. I did the second tournament with the same players. We did 3 Resto Sham. We stacked the Resto Sham because we were not exploiting, but it was quote unquote a loophole into the rules. No rules were saying that we couldn't stack those class, and we did. We were pretty satisfied with the result, even though we didn't win. we had fun. That's the most important part. For the other tournaments, the one that I remember of the best memory was the one I did with Lucario and Lord Lex. That tournament was with Starship. The rules were stricter, whatever the word is. We could only use classic gear, so no only enchants from classic, which means also no gems. That was a rough tournament, but a fun tournament because we had to figure out what we could use or not use, what route we had to figure out everything. We failed miserably one of the dungeons, but again, I was with my friends and I had fun. I hope that Lord Lex had fun too, even if he yelled a lot at us, or I mean at me, because like mid-dungeon, I decided to do a different strat that we practice, and I can let's just say that he was not very happy about it. So shout out to you, Lord Lex. And that brings me to the actual tournament. It's we're doing a team of 2 tournament with a bunch of rules that changed from the previous tournament. A lot of the dungeons are not decided yet. The tangent for those dungeons is pretty clear, but it can change. There's still time for all of that to change. So let's see. Now, here's one of the subjects that most players that are playing casual don't really understand. They don't understand what separates a casual player from a high-end team high-end team or a high-end player. And the main thing that separates a high team player from a casual is first of all the time they put into the game. Most of those very high-end, I mean the top world teams, for those players, they are literally working into the game. They spend over 30 to 40 hours a week playing the game. Those kind of guys are sponsored by whatever team they're in. So they don't have to worry about nothing but the game and how they will perform into the game. Which means the more time they spend with their team, the more cohesion, the more efficient their communication is. Their coordination is even better the more times they spend with each other, because at some point they don't need to call something. They already know in what order they will interrupt, which ads they will interrupt, and so on and so forth. Also, all those teams have a clear leader of the team that will do call out. The leader will call something, like if there's something that's happening. Let's say they accidentally pulled another pack. The leader will do some calls to try to remedy the situation or control the situation, and all the team need to follow the leader. Since they are playing that much, they can perfect the routing of every dungeons they go in. Like, there's no mistake. They already know what route, what pack they will aggro and which one they will skip. They do all their homework. Like they know how to play their class perfectly. They know what cooldown to use, what damage reduction to use first. Like they know everything about their class and their team. And they track everything. Like if they need add-ons or specific weak auras to track this or that buff, they will either get one or create their own add-on or weak aura to track what they need to track. That's a whole process, a whole quote-unquote science for them. Even the minor gear upgrade they will take it. They will sim their character a bunch. They will try to min-max everything they can get. They can min-max to increase either their DPS, their healing, or their tanking. By tanking, I mean how many adds they can pull without the tank dying and all that stuff. Basically, the main tools that I use to optimize my characters are SimC. That's the add-on, but I use a lot the website called RaidBots. I do my own custom APL. APL stands for Action Priority List, which means, to be clear, the APL defines what ability, in what order they will be done, and if there's condition like if the mob has 30% or less health, a warrior will do an execute. So that's the kind of things I do for myself, and those Iron team do that, but even with even more efficiency, and they spend like a lot of time to do that. They are paid to do that, so yeah. They will spend a lot of time to organize and plan what they will do, and that matters more than raw DPS or healing. Because if you can plan ahead what's gonna happen, you can be prepared to what's gonna happen. So if you're prepared, it means that you will the healer will be able to heal through almost everything, and the DPS will be able to survive long enough to kill the targets or the boss. I think that's it for the first episode of The Mind of Fate. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, subscribe, and/or comment. You can also join our Discord community by following the links down below. Thanks, guys.